Hello, Tom, aka Genio here for Tabletop Tap Room, and welcome to the third episode of the Docu-series, Who is the Real Justin LaNasa? The series kicked off after a round of attacking people's children and families, but today we're going to do something a little less ugly and a little more fun to a certain extent. We're going to cover the grits incident. Now, this will not be the sum total of all the election coverage we do on Justin LaNasa, the public figure who was an election candidate in North Carolina. But this should be a fun and interesting one for informational purposes. So let's start at the beginning. And now here we have a screenshot lifted from the 2012, July 21st, 2012 posting in the Hardwire Tattoo Facebook group. And they're announcing tonight at midnight, we'll have two shop girls wrestling in grits to see who will be the next main Hardwire shop girl. Come on down. You're the next contestant on Let's Exploit Women. And then the next posting from August 4th, 2012 is sorry the main camera didn't work, but they pulled security camera footage and then they posted that on YouTube. So that was 2012. So fast forward 8 years to 2020, and Justin LaNasa is running for election in North Carolina for the House of Representatives, District 20, against Ted Davis Jr., his opponent. And we have a news article here. Video of women wrestling in grits sparks feud between North Carolina primary election candidates. And so, it boils down to the opponent found the video from 8 years prior and then ran an election ad and used clips from the video, and they were unflattering for Justin. Now, I just want to stop and say, here they've grabbed the screenshot from the Hardwire Tattoo Facebook page, and this little avatar pic that Justin's using, where he's got one eye closed and the other kind of, this is very unflattering. And I'm like, how dumb are you if you're running for election and people are going to check you out, that you don't sanitize a picture like this and use something a little bit more flattering? I mean, this just makes him look like an ogre. I mean, I see this and I'm like, what an ugly spud. So this is just bad on his part. This was, who was running your election campaign? They didn't vet your business social media sites. So just for reference here is a photo of the two candidates. Here's the spud dressed up, nice power tie with the suit. And here's the other guy, just a wrinkled shirt and jeans, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I guess I'm running, and we'll see what happens. I love this side-by-side comparison. So now I suppose the next thing we should do, so this is the actual campaign ad that we're about to watch. I'm going to just do a few short clips of it and comment, but I want you to know that I've cut it off before it actually gets to actual footage, because I feel like these women have been exploited enough. So we're not going to show video of women wrestling in grits. And I just want to actually state for the record that I consider making female employees do something like wrestling in grits for promotion is just heinous. I just can't even think of an appropriate word for that. It's just despicable. So let's watch a little piece of the video here.
You work hard. You deserve a promotion, but some employers see things differently.
So I'm not surprised, because Justin has demonstrated a history and willingness to exploit employees. Take, for example, his new IT guy that came on board in 2021 and worked without any pay at TSR until he resigned. And then he was accused of being a traitor. You resigned, so you're a traitor. Well, of course he resigned. He wasn't getting paid. I mean, anybody resigned, they're not getting paid. I don't know why he stayed there so long. I mean, goodness gracious, the guy can resign if he's not getting paid. You don't own him, Justin, but maybe we should be saying yes, massa, because I think Justin sees himself as a plantation owner. But that's a story for another time. Let's go back to the video.
Take Justin LaNasa. He exploits his female employees, making...
Yeah, and again, exploitation of women is wrong, just absolutely wrong. And there's been no mea culpa from him on this.
Them wrestle in a pool of grits to earn a promotion. Hard to believe, but true. Here's the actual footage.
And the video cuts off there. So this, of course, drops. Meanwhile, Justin's big complaint is, my opponent is a lawyer and he knows the law, and he broke copyright law by using my publicly posted video that belongs to me, and he used it in his ad. How dare he? Hey, Justin, did you threaten to sue him? But it's kind of too late. Let's go back to and look at what happened in the election. These are the Ballottopia election results. And Ted Davis Jr. got 76% of the vote. Justin got 23.5. I'm no expert on elections, but that kind of looks like a landslide to me. I mean, he got trounced. I mean, just buried under the avalanche of mud. Just and it's mud that he caused for himself. That video is totally his fault. He had poor choice in posting it, poor choice in filming it, and they clearly never went back and vetted his background, and this is what he gets. He got trounced. Unfortunately, after 2020, when it became evident that, dude, your election career, your political career is dead on arrival. That's when he decided to become a game designer and become an affliction, a boil, a boil in the community of the OSR. And just not good. So as a final note on this, I want to show you one more picture. This here is a post in the Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum. Who owns the Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum? Well, that would be Justin LaNasa. What does this post say? Do any gamers like grits? And, people who were kind of obtuse and didn't know the grits connection were like, yeah, I like eating grits. So this is an unrepentant Justin LaNasa on March 29th, posting a picture of a bowl of grits and saying, does anybody like grits? Totally unrepentant. Totally like, F you, the world, and all y'all. I don't care. Yeah, I did it, and I liked doing it. And I'd probably do it again, is how I interpret this. You might interpret it differently. I would certainly welcome to hear Justin's, how he would interpret this posting of a bowl of grits like this on the 29th of March of this year. But I think it's clear. I think we get the message that he's kind of giving the middle finger to anybody who's decent, anybody who just finds this whole grits incident to be distasteful. So this is the long and short of the grits incident. And now you have the full, ugly, despicable story about grits and Justin LaNasa and elections. My advice is, if you're ever planning to run for office, do not post videos involving grits. That they lead landslides for your opponents. And if I might say, I think North Carolina dodged a bullet when they very sensibly said, "Thanks, but no thanks. We don't want no Justin and his grits." So this is Tom from Tabletop Tap Room. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. And we'll be back tomorrow with another episode of the docu-series, Who is the Real Justin LaNasa?